Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the era of ABFM. How was the examination, everyone? Please confirm about the examination there. How was the examination? How did it go? I think, Abhi, what I've got is in the examination, there were questions from ISO. Yesterday only in the revision batch, I've just covered the area of ISOs. Okay? I have asked you earlier, even in the particular area of our marathon, that we would be having questions regarding the ISOs. The questions were asked from 32210, then 19007 and 19008. It was 14 actually, 14007. It's just a mistake there. Okay. So the question was asked regarding, this is the framework for sustainable finance. This is the framework for sustainable finance. Okay. This is the number 1 there. And when we talk about the second one, it was environmental cost and benefits. And environmental cost and benefits ke baad, the next one was regarding the environmental impacts. Now, if I look forward to isme tha environmental impacts, okay, and then the last one is 1497. Okay, this is related to the area of climatic change, where you understand the impact of the climatic change. So there was a question related to this area. We had told, I think we had covered the same in terms of our ISO 14000 was covered in one of the marathons yesterday. So there was one particular question on PESLE even. There was a question on PESLE. Okay. Then when we go on to the area of PESLE, PESLE is basically political, economical, social, technological, legal and economical. Okay. This was all asked in the examination. Along with this, there was a question regarding a mutual fund area as well. So let me talk about that part. There was a specific question on mutual funds. What is the particular yield? They said the mutual fund yield is equal to 75 lakh. Matlab what you are getting out of that mutual fund is 75 lakhs. If you are getting 75 lakhs, then what you're going to have? 75 lakh divided by whatever the yield was. The yield was of 20%. Matlab 75 lakh is 20% of something. Then what would be the around the actual value? That is 75 divided by 20. So in this case, the correct answer was actually 37.375 lakhs, or I can say you can convert it into crores as well. But in the examination, they had given it in this form only. Everybody please share the scores as well. Chaliye, let's talk about this area. There was a specific question regarding relative valuation model. Relative valuation model was basically done by me in yesterday's class even. Module C portion. Relative valuation model is related to the area of comparing your organization with the particular area, comparison of financial ratios with the nearest competitor, comparable asset sales value or cash flow with risk discount or none. You are going to compare yourself with the nearest competitor. So that means you, in this case, you would be looking at the financial ratios and the similarities that you have with the other organization. Everybody, please keep on sharing the score as well. What was your score? What were the questions? What was your overall examination? Acha, now I think there was a particular question which I've received on the Telegram there. They talked about the area of ARR. A question was asked from the area of ARR. So let me tell you about ARR there as well. Accounting rate of return. When we talk about accounting rate of return, we have done this in detail. Specifically in the paid class, I had covered it in detail there. So everybody who is from the paid batches, you can review that part. When we talk about ARR, ARR is basically the format under which you write your investment divided by the, you write your returns, that is your profit, and divided by investment. And that's how you get the answer. Okay, so this is, in this case now, they had given a particular area. I think I've got the entire question, so I'm just sharing the question there. There was given like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there was a book value given. The book value was 40, 30 lakh. Okay, this was 40 lakh in the 0 year. It was 0 year, 40 lakh. I'm discussing this particular case study only. So this is 0 year, 40 lakh, first year 30 lakh, then it is 20, and then it is 10. So this is what you get in all the areas. And then they had given you depreciation, and then they had given you profit after tax. Profit after depreciation but before tax. And then you have to, what you have to do is, whatever is given regarding your depreciation, you have to add back your depreciation, everyone. Till the time you don't add back your depreciation, it will not work out. In this case, whenever you are doing these kind of questions, you have to add back the depreciation to find out the cash flows. Achha, this particular method was related to the area of, you have to take up the portion. There was a particular question on EBI TDA. There was a specific question. When we talk about this kind of question now, in terms of this ARR, you do not, in terms of normal cash flows, you have to add back depreciation. In this case, we do not consider this. We actually consider the profit after tax. SPAC per 10 questions. Okay. 8 to 10 questions is very good. SPAC is one of the smallest chapters. Pata hai? This is the smallest chapter of the book. What I got was, there were 3 to 4 questions. What were the marks, everyone? Please update the marks. And the next questions that were asked in the examination were related to the area of PESLE done. Ashwin sir done. Chaliye, I think, can you let me know other questions as well, everyone? What were the other questions that were asked in the examination? There was a specific question on two-factor theory. Two-factor theory. Two-factor theory, we did a specific question in the marathon itself on two-factor theory. There was a question on operating leverage. We did an entire question on in the marathon itself, and I told you they can put up a question on operating leverage, financial leverage, as well as the combined leverage. So there was a specific case study which was asked on operating, financial, and combined leverage. Okay, there was a specific question on this. Then they had a specific question. Acha, there was a specific question on PESLE. Yes, there was a specific question on formal and informal organization, everyone. Formal and informal. Formal organizations are those organizations which are formed due to the working of the organization. Okay? The organization structure has defined that this is the way that we are going to interact. Informal organization arises due to the area of okay. In the area of Chennai, I think, Meher ma'am, I haven't received any. Achha, there was a specific information regarding the same as well. In Chennai, they have cancelled the exam due to cyclone. Please share the session, everyone, and don't forget to like it. They have shared the particular marathon details as well. The PDFs are available for you. You can download the PDFs. Okay, till then we were talking about two-factor theory. Two-factor theory is hygiene, motivation hygiene theory. We did a particular case study on this in the marathon itself. When we talk about motivation hygiene theory, how do we define the motivation hygiene theory? Motivation hygiene theory talks about, motivation talks about what is something that inspires you to do something, while hygiene doesn't inspire you, but their absence will irritate you. That is what they specify in the two-factor theory, that is called motivation hygiene theory. Okay. Then there was a specific question on Maslow's need hierarchy theory. As I told you, these particular theories are extremely important. You must expect at least 1 or 2 questions from each and every theory is there. You never know what kind of questions can come up. Maslow need hierarchy theory, first step was asked. What is the first step? The first step is physiological needs, that is the physical needs of a person. Then you go on to the area of physiological needs, then you move on to safety needs. Then after safety, you look forward towards the area of first is, then you look forward towards love and belonging needs, then you look forward towards the area of the portion of self-esteem, and ultimate is the self-actualization. Maslow's need hierarchy theory was also asked. There was a specific question on the area of TQM, total quality management. This was a question related to TQC, total quality control. Again, TQM is also a part of it. Then we have a question on corporate strategy was asked. Yesterday, I think in my marathon, I've covered business strategies. So in this area, they had covered the area of corporate strategies. I have discussed the portion in the marathon itself regarding the corporate strategies there. Then the next is SPAC stakeholders. Actually, there was a specific question on mutual funds as well. No, that was related to the area of startups. As I told you, that startups is super important. In the area of startups, they had asked questions. There was a question on angel investors as well. Okay, there was a question on angel investors, and there was a question, a very important question, as I told you earlier as well. There are certain topics which are super important. PE ratio, very important. PB ratio, then PS ratio. There was a specific question, there was a specific set of questions which were asked from this area. Okay, PE, PB and PS. Then there was a question regarding the same. Then they had a specific question on elements of strategic management. There was a question regarding elements of strategic management. Then there was a question okay. There was a specific question on SEBI AIF. There was a specific question on SEBI AIF, Alternate Investment Fund. This is a part of module D, everyone. Then there was a specific question on capital budgeting. Ravinder sir, if you have to find the BALT now, basically if 75 lakh is your yield, this is your income, and it is 20% of something, then what will you do? 75 lakh divided by 20% multiplied by 100. This will give you the value. That is 375 lakhs. If you have to convert it in crores, then 37.5 CR. What was the score, everyone? Please keep on updating. There was a specific question on profit multiplier model. There was a specific question on Make in India grant. As I told you, they can put up questions from this area. Make in India grant. What is the amount of funds? Then financial leverage, leverages had been asked from the point of view of operating financial leverage has been asked from the point of view of a question there. Then there was a question on risk adjustment discount rate calculation. RADR was asked, module B. There has been many questions from, I think, almost the entire paper. There was a specific 5 case study based question on EBITDA. ठीक है? EBITDA, again an important area to cover. Then there was a specific question on quantitative school. Quantitative school means the school in which they talk about this is one of the systems or philosophies under which when we talk about quantitative school, under quantitative school, what they do is under quantitative school, the systematic way of study is done. That means you are doing the analysis of the management from the point of view of quantitative methods. Statistical tools are used. Then there was, Acha, as I told you, they can definitely ask you questions regarding features, advantages, disadvantages of something. So that was asked from the area of planning. It is next to impossible to learn the entire thing, but what you can do is focus upon the salient features of everything so that you can actually judge whether it is, what is it exactly. Acha, EV, EBIT, book value. Okay. This is actually a particular area where we talk about enterprise value divided by EBITDA. Enterprise value divided by, second was regarding book value, and third one was enterprise value divided by sales. There's a specific numerical in the book there. Green bond, green marketing, green financing, sorry, green bonds. Their characteristics were asked. Green bonds means you are taking all the money, that is, you are taking a loan for making the green, you're actually having the green financing. You're working towards the area of maybe building up a solar farm or wind farm, whatever you are working. That means you are generating your business for from the area of environmental protection, I would say. Okay, there was a question on quality management, TQM, yes. Then the area of, there was one particular question on planning and forecasting. Planning and forecasting was asked. There was a specific question on planning, short term and long term, everyone. Now this area talks about, see, planning short term is less than 1 year, then medium term is 3 to 5, and then it is above that 5 to 7 and all. They are long term. Everybody, please keep on sharing your score as well. Now there was a specific question on, Acha everyone, yesterday as well in the revision class as well as in the marathon class, I covered a specific portion of Paris Agreement, COP. If you'll go through the marathon, you will find it, Paris Agreement. This particular area is also stated in your module D, a specific area is given. There has been a particular question on wing. Then there was a question on organizational manual was asked. Organizational manual. Or under organizational manual, they had asked about, see, when every organization which is working, what will you do? When you want to understand an organization, what is the chart they are forming? That organization chart based question was asked, manual was asked. Manuals are what? Manuals are basically the ways to understand the particular thing. For example, if I buy a specific toy, with the toy there is a particular set of directions regarding the same. So organization manual talks about the set of the instructions, or you can say the detailing of that organization. There was a specific question on organizational chart. Okay. Let's talk about it. There was a specific question on organizational chart. There are different types of charts. Okay, that is hierarchical. Then that is what, okay, there was a specific question. This is a very important area. I think I was yesterday talking to the bankers as well. And in the particular marathon, even I said that types of merger is super important. Types of merger. Acha, we covered the types of merger in the yesterday's module C session as well. Types of merger, Vertical merger means whatever, see, I am someone who's selling it. So what I do is I buy the one who produces it. That is vertical merger. If I buy an organization which is at equal level of mine, that is a particular area which we talk about. Okay, please keep on updating the score. Congratulations, Akash sir. Now, when we talk about horizontal merger is if I am merging with an organization which is at the same level of mine. Matlab, the organization which are at the same level or same industry. VI, that is if they would have formed it, basically they came together even, that is Vodafone and Idea. Okay? When you are in the same area. Then we have hostile. Hostile is one particular organization takes over the other one. This is something which you'll find specifically in USA. Slowly and steadily you take over the entire company's shareholding. What you do is you buy the shareholders. You don't go through the management. You buy the shareholders and then you are like, boom, this is my place now. That is hostile. That is actually hostile takeover. Then there was a specific question on Pestle is done. There was a question on venture capital. It is hostile takeover, sir. No, it's absolutely fine. Thank you so much. Okay. The next question was related to the area of, Achha, in terms of the area of startups, in terms of startups, for an individual, if I want to invest, okay, for a startup where I want to invest into the startups area, for angel investor, one particular person should have 2 CR of net worth, except his residence. His residence is not a part of it. Okay? So that is 2 CR. In terms of body corporate or the companies there, it is 10 CR. But this person's house is not included. Other than that, I should have 2 CR. Okay, there was a specific question. Akash sir, for BRBL, we have a very good faculty. That is Nikita ma'am. She'll be taking it up. Merger comes under the purview of which act? Companies Act, then Competition Act or SEBI Act. It is covered under Companies Act, sir. वैसे तो impact of it is seen at every position. On a genuine note, if we look at the impact of merger now, in terms of Companies Act, you merge with another company. So basically, first of all, it is covered all the sections, and the way it should be done is covered under Companies Act. Competition Act puts restrictions on it. For example, if I am a bigger company and you are also a big company, if both of us combine, then we will have a monopoly in the market. So in this case, the Competition Act intervenes. But that is not the one which actually regulates it. And SEBI also protects the fund, it protects the interest of the shareholders who have invested it. So basically SEBI is also there, but entirely the rules, the regulations, how to do it, that all part is given by Companies Act. In terms of merger, everyone, which particular act governs it? It is Companies Act. Type of organizational charts. Organizational charts can be circular, it can be horizontal, it can be vertical. Matlab, what I do is I'll tell you ki I am the senior, then I have 2 juniors, then I have 2 sub-juniors further. In this way it is given, this is your vertical chart, and if it is written in this way, this is your horizontal chart, and when it is basically circular and different sections are created, this is a circular chart. So there are 3. Numerical questions, what I've heard is around 10 to 12. No, 15 to 20 questions. Everybody, please keep on sharing the session and don't forget to like it. Plus, one more thing, please share your score. Okay, now next point regarding the particular area. We were talking about multiple questions now. There was a question on learning organizations. Acha, what do you mean by learning organizations, everyone? These organizations, learning and knowledge organizations. We have this kind of area. Congratulations, sir. 54. Acha, in terms of the area of learning organization, what do you mean by learning organizations? These organizations are open to the entire working of getting more and more innovative areas. So they are ready to do that. There is a difference between learning organization and knowledge organizations. Okay? Then when we have the area of NPV was asked in the examination. NPV, and I think some people were saying DCF. So basically NPV and DCF are connected there. Okay? There was a question on ARR. There was a numerical question on accounting rate of return, everyone. Then there was a question on non-conventional energy-based public utilities covered under. Then there was a specific questions on, acha, a very important area to cover. Please open up your module D and cover the area of SPAC formation. Okay? SPAC features are covered. There were questions from SPAC features. There were questions from the SPAC process. It's a very simple chapter. So you can cover all these areas: SPAC formation, SPAC process. There was a specific question on WACC. Okay, there's a specific question. Ravindra sir, thank you so much. The question says globalization lead to overall economic development and restricted monopoly. Negative characteristic. Yes, it is a negative characteristic. Basically, na, what has happened is negative characteristic. This is rather a good thing that monopoly is restricted. Sir, I think I would like to know more about the question there. There were many questions on the area of green financing. Green financing and startup finance. This was one of their favorites. There were lesser questions from the area of hybrid finance. Startup control by which government department? Okay. There's a specific area of the question I couldn't see, sir. There was a specific question on valuation methods. There was a set of questions which was asked on valuation methods. Okay. There was a multiple questions which was asked regarding this. And there was a specific question on, there was a specific area that, there was a very important question which was asked regarding WACC, everyone. Weighted average cost of capital. We have done this in our marathon even. WACC. WACC was related to the area of if your weight of equity is given multiplied by the cost of equity, weight of your debt multiplied by the cost of debt, then plus. I think the question connected only two things, that was your equity and debt. But the last one is weight of preference into cost of preference. This is also there. Okay? So all these questions were there. I think we have got the entire paper almost. Then we had questions on Herzberg's theory. Two-factor theory discussed. Single plastic use need. WACC, okay. Sir, let me just discuss that part regarding the WACC then. What do you mean by WACC? If you say that you had 10 lakh of equity shares and 20 lakhs of debt. So the total of it becomes 30 lakh. Since the total becomes 30 lakh, then you will be asked what is the particular amount there. Okay? So I would say the proportion of my equity is 10%. This is actually 3 na? No. Out of total, it is 1/3. It would be 30. You just have to do one thing. If such a thing is given, this is a part of your equity. If in a question it is given, this is your equity and this is your debt. Okay? So first of all, you will have to calculate what portion of the total is your equity. It is basically 33. This is 33.33%. And when we do, this comes out to be 66.66%. Once you know the weights, what you need to do is multiply the weights with your cost. If your cost is 10% here and 8% here, so you multiply the cost of equity and the cost of debt by the weight they carry. This is called WACC. The cost of retained earnings is the same as cost of equity, sir. Retained earnings is the same as the cost of equity. There is a specific question in our book itself which is regarding the retained earnings, and it says that normally the cost of retained earnings is equal to same of cost of equity. But if the taxation in the hands of the shareholder is also given, then what you will do is whatever the cost will come out, say it comes out to be 10%, that is 1 minus tax. You just have to do the consideration of tax into it. So yes, and under this area, we also cover the area of WACC, the retained earnings. In terms of operating, financial and combined leverage, we have done a specific question in the class yesterday. In my marathon only, you can review the marathon. I have reviewed all the questions there. So basically, operating leverage is basically your contribution divided by EBIT. Okay, first of all, it is contra upon EBIT. Second is the area of operating leverage. Then we have the financial leverage. Under financial leverage, what we have is EBIT upon EBT. When you are trying to find combined, for that you have to multiply. That means EBIT cut, what you are left with? Contra upon EBIT. Loan to a subsidiary. This is an extra information. If you have given loan to someone, it's your asset, not a liability. While when we talk about WACC or weighted average cost of capital, it includes only your debt and equity or your preference shares. It doesn't include any of your assets. So I think they are making your questions difficult by adding some irrelevant information into it. Interest is a part of fixed cost. वैसे तो it is a part, it is, if we talk about this area, it is not considered anywhere in these areas. Because sir, when we talk about the area of operating leverage, what do we do? In this area, it is written separately. First of all, you take your sales minus variable cost. When you reduce variable cost out of it, what you are left is your contribution. Out of your contribution, variable cost minus your fixed cost, what you get is earning before interest and tax. So interest is written separately. Depreciation is a part of fixed cost. The amount that we are paying on a regular basis is a part of the fixed cost. But your interest would be shown separately, and this is your EBT. These two are considered. Rather, these three: contribution, EBIT and EBT. The entire leverages focuses on these 3 points. That is your contribution, then the second part is your EBIT, and the third part is your EBT. So in the question, what I can see is many portions have been given to you in such a way that they are just trying to make sure that you get confused in it. Okay, this is the portion there. Okay, what next? Is there anything else that is left, everyone? Please keep on updating your score. Everybody who's left, then we'll be talking about the score in the evening. And the remaining analysis would be done at that point of time. Please keep on sharing the session and please like it as well. Okay, I think all the questions related to the there was one particular question on PE ratio. What is PE ratio? Let me tell you about that part as well. We have discussed it in the previous classes as well, that this is a very important area to cover. PE ratio, that is your market price divided by your earning per share. That is what is the PE ratio. Instead of fixed cost, they had given, sir, if they had given earning before interest, tax, dividend, as well as this is your depreciation and amortization, then you have to reduce the interest from here, and this is what you will get, earning before the tax, earning before tax, depreciation and amortization. Whereas in the question, then the next thing they should have given is the depreciation as well, because we consider EBIT. PE, PB. Acha, let me discuss this part as well. Na? We are talking about PE ratio. Then what is PB ratio? What is PB ratio, everyone? PB ratio is your market price per share divided by book value per share. That means you will add up your the equity share capital plus the reserves and surplus and divided by the number of shareholders. You will get the book value. And then we have the area of PS. In this case, what you will take? You will take your market price per share divided by sales per share. What is basically your sale in terms of your number of shares? So this particular area is also very important. I have discussed it in the marathon even. There was a specific question on the area of private equity. What do you mean by private equity, everyone? Private equity can be defined where it is a public company in which I as a person wanted to have my own area, and the person who has this business, they felt that they want to expand their business and they want to have a word with me regarding the same. So I had been chosen as among the public, there's one particular person they are choosing who can invest in their company, that is private equity. Then we have the area of organizational chart done, operating leverage done, SPAC, NPV. Then there was a question. No, I think I've covered all the specific information that I've received. If there's anything else that has been added, then please let me know. Acha, someone was asking कि मैम शायद single plastic use was something which was from the area of GK. This was not from the GK. This is single use plastic is specified in the book itself, that they had made sure that there are certain organizations which are coming up to reduce this point of single use plastic. It should be recycled. Na? So basically that was related to this area. You will find it in module D. In the area of green financing only. That is there only. Then I believe all the questions that has been asked are already shared with you. Acha, the Paris Agreement, if you will go through the green financing arena in the module D, you will find COP 26 and 27 difference there. You need to go through that. Okay? It will help you because it is given the non-fossil, the question was related to the area of non-fossil fuel. We have to increase that part. We wanted to have at least 500 gigawatt. I don't know what exactly was the question, but the answer, the points which were there, that is we would like to have 500 gigawatts of energy which we would like to have our own in our country without the use of fossil fuels. I think this was the specific question that I've seen. Anything else, everyone? Private equity can be easily traded than public. Yes, it can be. Because in this case, what we have to do is I'll have to choose a particular person with whom I'll be doing the trading part. This is easier. Those lines were included in the problem and instead of fixed cost, okay. Everybody else, all sorted? Please keep on updating the answers, your questions, what were asked, and at the same time your scores. I'll be available at my Telegram channel as well as in our area, so you can check it out and let us know what exactly were the questions that were asked. Done, everyone? Chaliye, now that we are all sorted, I hope the people who have their examinations in the upcoming area, that means in the second shift and the third shift, all the very best for your examination. Do your best in the examination. No, that was the option. Choose. Acha, so then I would like to know more about the question only, then I'll be able to tell you. वैसे तो in terms of the private equity, what happens is private equity people will come up and invest in your company only when it is an established company. While venture capitalists is ready to invest in your company when even you are just a Series A company. In the area of your startups, now there is this particular area, seed financing, and then we have one more. Then there are overall 5 steps. Series A is the third one. So this is the organization in which angel investors as well as the venture capitalists invest. So, acha, there was one particular question on venture capital as well. Since I don't have the idea what kind of question was asked, there was a question on venture capital. Venture capital, angel investors, and private equity. All these are covered in the examination today. Chaliye. So all the very best for the next shift, people. So all the bankers who are there in this particular session, please go through the particular kind of questions that were asked in this examination. And again, in the shift 2 and 3, there are questions which are taken from this area. So you should have a clue of what kind of questions were asked. And all the very best and keep on learning there. And at the same time, everyone, please keep on updating whatever your marks were, whatever the questions were asked in each and every shift on the Telegram channel as well. Thank you. Acha, associates work in venture capital. In the area of venture capital, now we have different persons who are being involved. So venture capitalist, we had different associate. There were different partners as well. So I think there are a lot of things that can be covered properly there. So do that part very carefully. Types of merger is super important. Do that part very carefully. There were many questions asked from SPAC. Do that part. Go through the process and the basics of it. Then at the same time, leverage. Leverage is something that they have loved and given a lot of questions. Planning, not only planning, just go through the organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, the salient features, advantages, disadvantages just before the examination, because then you'll remember it. Most of it you will remember because you are just doing it just before the examination. So do that part very carefully, because there would be questions they have asked from the planning area, and then the next questions can be asked regarding staffing, directing, or controlling even. Right, because they have covered it in one area, then on the same lines they can cover the other areas. If they have asked about mutual funds, the individuals there, they can ask the corporate in the next shifts. So just look at the variety of the particular questions which are connected with these questions. Those kind of questions can be asked in your module in the shift 2 and shift 3. So that's it for the day, everyone. Please keep on sharing the session and like it if you felt this was useful for you. Thank you, everyone.